Hello, my name is Chris and I will review the Hyundai Tucson 2022. This is the all-equipped hybrid version. I will look at the outside, inside, take it out on the road, and explain to you why this tester is a mind-boggling value and certainly a top-tier entry in the most competitive category in the car industry, the compact crossover. The first rule of crossovers: make every new generation bigger, and Hyundai has certainly done that. The exterior is huge with some of the most audacious exterior styling in the car industry. The front end is familiar, however the side has so many cut lines, and the rear is good looking. Audacious designs tend to polarize. Your opinion's as good as mine, let me know in the comments. The trunk is much bigger than before, as you can see. The rear seat room is much bigger also. It is evident. The panoramic roof makes this the best seat in the house. Sitting in front, it is roomy, a high seating position, commanding visibility, in brief, standard fare. A few notable features: the design of the interior, or the interspace as Hyundai says, is dynamic and unique. The center stack is meant to look like a waterfall. The 10.25-inch display and the climate controls are certainly better looking than most, but there is an ergonomic deficit with the climate control as it takes your eyes off the road. The whole unit seems expensive to replace. Nonetheless, this interior is exquisite and harmonious in appearance. The two-tone colors contribute to this. Lovely. I was smitten by its appearance. The seats are comfortable enough with a good leather, and Hyundai is never cheap. There's great sound, advanced driving aids, all-wheel drive, and this hybrid powertrain. The propulsion system is a 1.6-liter hybrid powertrain and produces a combined powertrain output of 227 horsepower and 258 pounds of torque. This new powertrain uses a 6-speed automatic transmission. The fuel economy is 6.3 liters in the city and 6.6 liters on the highway, or 37-36 mpg according to the EPA. Prices with destination is $30,000 to $44,000 Canadian. Here are my thoughts on the road.
Hello car lovers, driving the 2022 Hyundai Tucson Ultimate Hybrid version. What to say about this vehicle? The exterior styling is audacious. I would argue it's even a fashion risk. When you look at the lines from the side, there's a whole lot of them. They all meet up at one place in the door. It's an interesting look, certainly not conservative in crossover terms. I applaud Hyundai for going all out for the exterior styling. It certainly looks different. From the front end too, it's got the familiar Hyundai language, and from the back, some really interesting rear light design. I find the rear end is the only place where manufacturers and designers can really go all out. Everything else seems to be dictated either by the frontal crash or the side in terms of the wind, how it resists in the wind. In the back, you seem to have like the last place where there's interesting design. This vehicle got a lot bigger. It had to. Everyone in the car world wants bigger, so Hyundai has delivered. If you look at my 2019 review of the Hyundai Tucson, if you want to compare, which is going to be up here right here, you'll be able to see how much it's gotten bigger, inside especially. The rear trunk, huge, humongous. The rear seat room, plentiful. This panoramic roof is ginormous, really treats the rear passengers very well in terms of natural light. Sitting in front, plenty of room here. I'm not rubbing elbows at all with Ross. There's like about 4 or 5 inches there room. Seats are very comfortable. The leather quality is very good. They're heated and cooled seats, obviously. Speaking of heated and cooled seats, Hyundai has chucked the lever for the transmission. It's kind of like awkward, but nevertheless, there is a use for that. There are the controls for the heated seats, the heated steering wheel, the cooled seats. I guess it's easier to reach this way, and it kind of like clears up room here for the infotainment. I'm not sure what the plus value is of that, but that's what Hyundai decided to do. Speaking of this infotainment is very good looking. It's flashy. It looks great. It's got a big screen. The software is no better, no worse than the competition, I would say. There is like this capacitor touch switches everywhere. There's no knobs, which means to do very simple tasks, you must take your eyes off the road. I'm not crazy about that. Also, I get the impression this is like one big unit, so that way if something breaks here, you've got to change the entire thing, and that is the new transmission if you want. If this breaks, it costs thousands of dollars, and you're going to see the F&I is going to try to sell you an additional insurance for that. It looks good. I can just say it looks good. You do have the digital dash. You do have a wonderful steering wheel. You have nice notches at 10 and 2. You've got very high-end, well-designed buttons here inside. You do have a wonderful kind of like tissue or cloth here, which breaks up the interior lines very well. You have them here on the door. You have them here on the front end. The design language here of this interior, very nice. The way it kind of like continues into the door seamlessly. Very well done on that level. This front end dash is very low, so you have good visibility looking out. So functional, stylish, bigger. Hyundai improves on itself all the time. They always seem to jump a generation and a half every time there's a remake. I was building the Honda CR-V Touring, which costs about the same price as this vehicle, except this vehicle has a way updated infotainment. This vehicle has a way classier interior presentation. This interior does have a digital dash, which the CR-V does not. This interior is decently quiet on the highway. This interior has a wonderful suspension. Ross makes the remark that it is very similar to the RAV4, which I find is one of the best suspensions in the category. It's a great remark he makes. I'm driving here in Montreal's decrepit roads, and I am not feeling anything. It's not getting undone by even the biggest bumps, which is kind of amazing. So I gotta say, this is a tremendous value. I gotta say it's at least a top 5, if not a top 3 in the category. I must say this is highly recommendable on the lease. Very, very recommendable on the purchase. Oh, and by the way, when comparing to that CR-V, this has a hybrid powertrain and the CR-V doesn't. So it's things are moving in the category. The competition is relentless, and this is a must test drive. So if you like this review, like it. If you don't like it, don't like it. And if you really like it, well, of course, you should subscribe. And that is it.